happening, everyone? Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube Messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar, Tim Vicious. And before you go into question, yes, this is a leopard printed Santa hat. Now, let's get into this week's show. It is about Roadblock, the Roadblock pay-per-view. It was held in Pittsburgh, PA. You know, I would have been more than happy to attend, but, you know, like I said last week, sending a monkey to rehab and having to tranquilize an ocelot, it's not as easy as it sounds, you know? Take it from personal experience, you know? Anyways, overall score for the show, I would have to give it a 5. You know, not even a 5.5, just a solid 5. You know? It didn't really feel like it gave everything that it should have. You know? Now, we'll kick things off right now with the pre-show match. Rusev versus Cass. And Cass, right off the bat, starting off strong, you know? And it was pretty much just a brawl more than anything. I mean, it wound up eventually going into the crowd. Match came to an end when it was a countout. Rusev wound up getting the win via countout because as they were outside, the ref was counting. And, you know, one of them, I believe Enzo, got bumped into Lana. Lana started faking an ankle injury. Cass went over. Rusev crawled into the ring, and then Lana stood up, started laughing. You know, now they had a rematch on Raw, which Cass wound up getting DQ'd on because he backed Rusev into a corner and just kept pounding him until after the ref's 5 count. And I don't know, this could just be me, but I remember when refs would count 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, go and give them a warning, one warning, try and pull them off, and then hit 5. You know, I think they should go back into that. You know, now on to the main show. Yes, that's right, we only had one pre-show match tonight, kids. It was New Day going against Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag team titles. And New Day, they got the new record for longest reigning tag champs. Definitely proud on that for them. You know, happy on that for them. Just, again, reminder to Demolition and anyone else that may or may not have a lawsuit with WWE. You think about doing that, you wind up having that. You wind up paying the price. You know? Either way, this, you know, this match, as far as this match goes, Cesaro, he was on fire from start to finish. The man was like a freaking cat. And like I've said before, he is the most underutilized talent on the roster. The man can work like you would not believe. He's got a body like a freaking Greek god. You know, the man should be main eventing pay-per-views. Why he's not, I still can't figure out. You know, I mean, wound up getting some really nice teamwork from Cesaro and Sheamus. It was like they really were on point tonight. You know, as opposed to all the other times when they were constantly arguing with each other. You know, I think they're trying to make it more like I said before, they're trying to do the dynamic like they did with Team Hell No with Bryan and Kane, where they were arguing, but, you know, once they stepped in the ring, boom, they were fine. You know? Yep. Probably the sickest move of this match was Cesaro countering a roll-up done by Kofi into literally, Kofi had him for a roll-up, Cesaro rolled it over, Cesaro literally rolled him over, flipped him around, and then put him into position for the Gotch neutralizer. Hit that. You know, I haven't seen a neutralizer in forever. That should, you know, and that's a good thing because, you know, that not to say that he's going heel, but the fact that saying, okay, I'm willing to bust out whatever moves I have, even if it's one from X amount of years ago, to get the win. You know? Now, the match came to an end when Cesaro actually gave a false tag to Sheamus. You know, he put his arm out for Sheamus to grab it. He pulled his hand back. Ref saw it, said no. He went in. Kofi didn't see that he did the false tag. Kofi wound up hitting the Trouble in Paradise on him. He went to go for the cover. Ref was saying, nope, 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 he's not the legal man, he's not the legal man. And then Sheamus wound up hitting a roll-up for the win. So, they are now the new Raw Tag Team Champions, which, you know, I'm all for. But on Raw, they wound up giving them new titles, which I'm not impressed with one bit. You know? I mean, they got the silver plating for the metal, much like SmackDown, but instead of blue leather, they got red. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I think they should just wind up making like a new design altogether, but it is what it is. They're probably thinking cost effective. Next up, it is the 10-minute challenge between Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman. And Braun, he was just powering over Sami the entire time. Sami, he was able to duck and dodge for like the first 2 or 3 minutes. But after that, Braun was just smashing him to the ground. It was like watching Tyson beat up a kid, in a sense. You know? And it really was. It was like watching, it was a massacre. Seeing Sami get squashed like that. Just like, oh, God, dog. You're going to kill him. You know, Foley wound up making it out there. You know, he had a towel in hand. He was saying he was going to throw in the towel for Sami. Sami just looked at him and he was like, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. And then, next thing you know, Sami started picking up some momentum. You know, he was able to knock Strowman into a barricade, into one of the outside barricades, and then Strowman went running speed, boom, crashed right into the timekeeper's position. So, yeah, he was down. After that, but yeah, match came to an end when the timer didn't hit. The timer reached 0. Sami didn't have to get a pin to win. He just had to survive 10 minutes. He did. And next night on Raw, Strowman was livid, and I mean fucking livid, hoisting people, wrecking shit, demanding Zayn. Foley wound up saying, listen, he's not here. I gave him the night off. You should relax. Go home or something. You know? And, you know, I'll get into more, I'll try to get into what he did later on as well. You know? Now, next matchup we got Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins. And this was a great match. I loved it. This had a nice feeling out just to start out at. You know? Jericho, he wound up having control of most of the match. You know? I was definitely digging the hell out of this. I hope we can get something like this again at some point down the line. You know? And just as Rollins is starting to build a comeback, Owens wound up coming out. And there's still tension between them two. And you can see it, you know, Jericho, he's yelling at Owens, I thought I told you to stay in the back. I don't want your help. I don't need your help. All this, that, and the other. You know? And Rollins, he wound up getting the win via the pedigree because Owens distracting. And then next thing, and it shows in the back. Later on, they show in the back Owens banging on Chris Jericho's door, trying to talk to him like, come on, please talk to me. Talk to me, man. We're best friends, you know? And it looked almost like it was like, I was just waiting for them to do a reenactment of the scene from Frozen saying, Chris, do you want to build a snowman? You know? But either way, next matchup after that, we got Cruiserweight action. The Brian Kendrick going against TJ Perkins, who is also going against the Cruiserweight champion, Rich Swann. Now, the greatest douche nozzle to ever clog, sadly, was on commentary, Austin Aries. And I know a lot of people out there, they'll go and say, oh, well, Tim, he's a good wrestler, he's a nice guy, this, that, and the other. Okay, be that as it may, he's still the greatest douche nozzle to ever clog, just because of the simple fact of, yes, he's a good wrestler, but he is a cocky wrestler, like, oh, well, you know, I don't need to put this much into a match, you know, so I don't think I'm gonna. No, No, you shouldn't have to act like that. And you shouldn't have to think like that. You know, you put every last bit you have into a match, no matter what, whether it's good, bad, or complete and utter shit. That's on how it should be. You know? Now, did like on how Perkins was focusing more so his attacks on Kendrick. You know, they're still showing that, you know, Perkins is still pissed off at Brian Kendrick for doing that cheat to win the title and then cheat to keep it when they had their rematch. You know, there was a good chunk of action all around. You know, probably some, you know, Swann wound up doing a botch on a leapfrog though. And the way you see it though, Swann was really close to the ropes too. So, you know, Perkins, he was coming like that. Swann went up, but he couldn't get up in time, so wound up smashing into each other like that. You know, but either way, it was good match overall. Absolutely liked it. And, you know, match came to an end when Swann wound up hitting a spin kick to Perkins, got the win. After that, of all people, Adrian Neville came out. He came out, looked like he was about to congratulate Swann, and then just started beating the crap out of him, you know, Kendrick, and then Perkins. And Neville wound up explaining himself on Raw, saying, you know, the only time you people cheer for me is when I'm getting beat up. I'm sick of that. I'm the king of the cruiserweights. As of right now, I'm putting the entire cruiserweight division on notice. You know, all that's jazz. And, you know, definitely good to see this something really different. And like I said before, doing something different makes you stand out. You stand out, you can get more notice. You know, next match up, it was the 30-minute Iron Man match between Charlotte and Sasha Banks. And this had a nice pace and feel to start out. You know, I was definitely liking that. You know, it was, you know, wasn't so much a fan of the fact that, you know, nobody got a pin until like about maybe 10 minutes left into the match, but that's neither here nor there. But one big move that I did see that was really nice by Charlotte, she wound up sweeping Sasha's leg out from under her, and Sasha went boom right onto the stairs, caught them, which was the start to her getting momentum and building up a pace. You know, yeah, like I said, Charlotte, she got the, you know, the first pin happened in 10 minutes when there was 10 minutes left. That was courtesy of Charlotte. You know, she was pretty much controlling the match. I would definitely say that. Sasha wound up excuse me. Sasha wound up scoring one when there was about 2 minutes later, and then another one 2 minutes after that. So you know, down to the wire. Sasha's got her mouth busted open. You know, Charlotte's targeting her leg, hitting that like you would not believe. You know, working on that like there's no tomorrow. Wound up hitting the figure 4, popped it into the figure 8. Sasha, she's just like, no. And then when there's like 2 seconds left, boom, that's when she taps. You know, now it was tied at that point. You know, Charlotte tied it at the last second. You know, that's where she wound up making the tie for it. But a lot of people are complaining about the fact that Sasha just tapped out when there was 2 seconds left instead of just holding on for those 2 seconds. My argument is this, though. Much like Lance Storm, have you ever been in that move for real? You would tap out the very second you could not handle the pain no more. Whether you had 1 second or 2 seconds or 20 seconds left. You know? You know, it is what it is with that. You know? Now they wound up making sudden death overtime with that, which led to, again, Charlotte wound up attacking Sasha before it restarted. Then they went at each other. And then Charlotte wound up popping in the figure 8 and then got the win. So she's now the 4-time women's champion, wound up making it thinking faster than I'm talking. Sasha wound up coming out on Raw, you know, knee taped up with crutches, saying she don't feel like a boss. She's, you know, she lost. Charlotte was the better woman. She'd like congratulate her, and then out comes Nia Jax, who pretty much dominates her and, you know, smash it, you know, pounds her into the ground. So from what it looks like, we're gonna have Sasha Banks going up against Nia Jax for a feud, and then we're gonna build on between Charlotte, who came out later on in the night, was mocking Sasha for getting beat up like that, and then was mocking the crowd saying, "I'm your queen, you should bow to me, you should have never doubted me," all this, that, and the other. And then out comes Bayley. And I know a lot of people don't like Bayley. I do. Here's my reasoning, because Bayley is like that little sister we all had that was like, "Hey, can I wrestle? Can I wrestle with you guys? Can I wrestle with you guys? Yeah, just go over there and wrestle." And then when she does, you're just like, "Whoa, she's good," you know? But yeah, which led to Bayley wound up making a challenge to Charlotte, and they wound up having a match. Raw wasn't exactly any better than the pay-per-view. You know, the match alone was one thing, but that match came to an end when Bayley wound up hitting a roll-up on Charlotte, and her one shoulder was up. The ref didn't see it though, so they're going to obviously start a rivalry between Charlotte and Bayley. Now, next matchup we got after that, it is the main event of the night. Roman Reigns going up against Kevin Owens. And Owens, he really does do good when he goes and plays that duck and run heel kind of attacks. You know, definitely like that, you know, right when the bell rings, boom, go right outside. You know, instead of thinking, "Oh, okay, I'm going to attack right off bat," he's going to attack right off bat. No, he goes right outside, throws you off. You know, he goes and he runs once you start getting once you start building up some momentum, slow you down. You know, yeah, Roman, he came back after Owens, he was pretty much in control. You know, Roman wound up coming back pretty much after, you know, Owens had a 5-minute chin lock on him, which case, the master of the chin lock. I'm surprised they haven't made a shirt on that yet. And he wound up, the way Owens trash talks is something else, because he wound up hitting the nail on the head saying, "You're the guy, huh? You're the guy? If you're the guy, how come your title's not on the line, huh?" Which makes sense, you know? Yep. Now, Owens, Owens was just powering over Reigns, you know, to the point to where he laid him out on the German table and hit 2 frog splashes on him and the second one is what made the table collapse. You know, this was it was good. And just as Roman, he started to pick up his pace, started getting the comeback, and just as he outruns Jericho, slides into the ring. He's standing in between them. Don't know what's gonna happen. He goes over, boom, hits a code breaker right on Kevin Owens. Ref calls for a DQ, saying, "Here's your winner by disqualification, Kevin Owens." In which case, then we get the mother of all Chris Jericho trolls. We get the mother of all Jericho trolls done to us like that. You know, they're still best friends. This was all part of a Chris Jericho elaborate plan to make sure Kevin Owens kept his title. When, you know, all that. Definitely like that. After the match though, Seth Rollins came out. And Rollins and Roman, they started beating the crap out of both of them. They gave a spiked powerbomb to Owens and then to Jericho. You know, both on different commentating tables, which led to a tag match on Raw. And before that, Foley addressed everything on Raw and said point blank, "Owens, you're going to have a rematch with Jericho at the Royal Rumble. And to make sure Chris Jericho doesn't interfere, Jericho is going to be in this." And then he proceeds to bring down a shark cage. Yeah, Jericho the whole time's like, No, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. I'm afraid of heights. Come on, Mick, you can't do this to me. Come on, this thing has shoddy construction. You know, trying to, you know, mocking on it. Yeah. And he was like, oh, no, this is all good. I can trust me on that. You know? And then he eventually locks Jericho in, and then he's like, and then unbeknownst to Foley, gives the signal to have it lifted. The shark cage goes up, and it was funny to see because Owens and Foley were both jumping like, trying to get him down. And then later on they showed Jericho in the back. First he was getting an oxygen treatment, like, I don't do heights, man. You know, I got arachnophobia. Chris, that's fear of spiders. I can't remember what he said the fear of heights is, but then he said that, and he's like, oh, I'm afraid of both. And then he brought up, and then later on they mentioned that on how Jericho didn't like it, because I was hanging there, it was like a sexy piñata. But it led to a tag match between Rollins and Reigns going against Jericho and Owens. And these two, the tag match, it was meh. But the ending was interesting because Braun Strowman came out, you know, again, because earlier he did in the middle of a match, destroyed everyone, threw Sin Cara off the stage into all the Christmas decorations and all that were around ringside. And then he came out during the main event, attacked everyone, and pretty much put everyone on notice because he wanted Sami Zayn. You know? And this is what I'm liking. You know, I'm hoping that they give Braun a decent push with this, like as a big, giant monster heel. You know? Because let's face facts, we don't have that many giants in the business anymore. We got Kane and Big Show, and both of those guys are coming up on retirement soon. You know? Either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, like on normal, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Look for me on my Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure you also look for my other account, Tim_Vicious. I'm also out there on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. Do not forget to also follow all these cool-ass cats right here on Twitter. Axel Mulligan, Sunday Segway, Symphony Sabrina, Cranky Asshole, Aaron_Deborah, my executive producer who provided the music for this week's show, Mr. Oliver Ben. Make sure y'all check out his tunes. It's out there on Spotify, Xbox Gold, and such. Details on that are in the description, as well as my client, Bronx Bitch Forever. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me, great. You hate me, fuck you.